Before you decide to move to Richmond, Texas, there's probably a few things you may want to know. And most people normally wait till after they buy their home to find out. So today, we're going to go over some of the biggest pros and biggest cons of moving to Richmond, Texas. Let's dive in. If you're thinking about moving to Houston or any of its other suburbs, you have come to the right channel. Be sure to subscribe because every week we go through neighborhood tours, what it's like to live here, and give you the exact information you need to make a move to the greater Houston area. My name is Brandon Snyder. I am a team leader of Selling with the Snyder Group here in the greater Houston, Texas area, and we help people just like you relocate to Houston on a regular basis. Our team of professionals serve families all across the greater Houston area, relocating from all over the country. Whether you're moving in 30 days, 90 days, or even a year from now, our job is to make it as stress-free as possible and make it a pleasant experience for you. If you want to schedule a one-on-one, you can actually scan the QR code or click one of the links below, and it will direct you to reaching out to our team directly, and we can talk about your family's move to the greater Houston area. You'll also find all of our contact information in the description below, so make sure to click on that and we will be in touch. If you're just getting started with your research, you can actually download a free relocation guide from our team to you to tell you about what it's like to move to the greater Houston area, and you can click that below as well. All right, now let's take an honest look at what it's like, pros and cons in Richmond, Texas. Pro number one, you get more bang for your buck in house price. One of the reasons why people continue to move to Richmond in regards to other suburbs is specifically because the cost of homes is still cheaper than going into Houston or maybe even Katy, Sugarland, things like that. Homes are still pretty affordable, and most homes are ranging in the 200s, 300s, and going up. Now, there are some other pockets like Pecan Ridge or Pecan Grove rather, and some of these other neighborhoods that continue to get, more expensive. But for the most part, most of these neighborhoods, especially these new construction communities, are going to be more affordable. Con number one happens to be the commute. If you want to live in Richmond, Texas, one of the challenges you're going to run into is that you're a little bit farther out from things. Richmond is actually, and you can see it in one of our map tour videos, is pretty far out from Houston itself. It is still close to Katy and things like that, but Richmond is along that 99 corridor, so you're really either taking 1093 West Park Tollway to get into town, or you're going up 99 to go to the Woodlands or Spring or any of those places as well. So it can be a challenge because if you're living in Richmond, Texas, you are going to have to commute wherever you want to go. Pro number two is that there are beautiful master plan communities. Richmond is home to some of the most beautiful master plan communities in the greater Houston area. Homes in Veranda, Candela, and Harvest Green just top off some of it. These master plan communities have amazing amenities. They have resort style pools. They have community functions going on all the time. There's always something going on in one of these neighborhoods. And so when we talk about like wanting to be away from the city, but still have suburban life and still have family life and things like that, these neighborhoods are going to continue to provide that. And they're also near everything. If you're living in Harvest Green, there's a ton of different things nearby, including a big HEB. There's an Amazon warehouse nearby, a ton of restaurants, shopping, things like that. And you're not too far from Katy. You're not too far from Sugarland, so you can just go up and down where you need to go. Con number two, and honestly, I feel like I talk about this every time I talk about Houston. There's construction going on. It's going to continue to happen. And I think one of the challenges is that no matter where you move, you're going to deal with construction, but especially along that 99 corridor. They just finished all that work down 99 coming from Katy. They're going to continue to always expand and grow. There's new homes being built. There's construction everywhere. You are always going to deal with construction on the roads and in the area. So it's just something to keep in mind. If you don't want to deal with that, then Richmond may not be for you. Pro number three is something that I really appreciate about Richmond. Having lived in Richmond for a little bit of my life, I really appreciate that it doesn't feel cramped. It's a convenient location without feeling too overwhelming. There are a lot of different subdivisions that feel small. They feel like they have that micro community built within them, but then you also have the greater sense of community across the Richmond area. But something to keep in mind with this is that you are going to have smaller pockets across the Richmond area because it's still being developed and it's never going to be the next Katy. They don't have the room for it. So keep in mind, if you want to live in that area, you're not going to have to worry about it becoming overpopulated. It's pretty popular, but it's never going to be overpopulated. Con number three happens to be one of my probably most common cons in all of Greater Houston area, at least in the newer areas: property taxes and HOA fees. These are going to continue to be at a high level in these newer communities. You get the nice amenities, you get the newer homes, but you're going to be paying a higher property tax. If you're coming from a state like California, where you don't really pay a lot of property taxes, and you come here, you're in for a rude awakening. If you come from a different state where home prices are cheaper and their property taxes are lower, we are a little bit on the higher side here. Not going to sugarcoat that. It's just something to keep in mind that you may not want to move to Richmond. You may want to move to maybe Cypress or maybe a town like Spring where there's less new construction and more established homes in those communities. So, who is Richmond really suited for? If you want more bang for your buck, you want to be away from Houston but can still commute to Houston. You want to be around all the new construction but still feel like it's a smaller city. Family friendly master plan communities, trails, parks, amenities, things like that. Richmond's probably for you. I will tell you that having lived in Richmond and watching it grow over the past few years, I cannot recommend it enough based on its affordability and just the different options that are available and also how close you are along that 99 corridor to the things you want to get to: Sugarland, Katy, Houston, etc. On the other hand, if your priorities are being closer to Houston, not having to commute as much, maybe you don't want to be in a suburb, Richmond's probably not for you. Just being completely honest, don't move to Richmond. But if you really like all those things, Richmond is probably the place for you. The good news is that there's a ton of options around Houston, and you don't have to worry about, is there an option in Houston for me? There is an option for you and your lifestyle in the greater Houston area. And I will tell you, Richmond tops it off on the list for me. If you're thinking about relocating to the greater Houston area or Richmond specifically, our team is here to help. We help people just like you on a regular basis relocate to the greater Houston area from across the US, and our team of dedicated professionals is here to serve you. So you can actually click the links below. You can schedule a one-on-one call with us. Tell us about your family's goals, about moving here to Houston or to Richmond in general. And we can talk about your goals, hopes, dreams, and desires. The other thing to note too is that if you want a free relocation guide about what it's like to move to the greater Houston area, including Richmond, Texas, you can actually click the link below. It'll take you to that. It's free to download. And if you want to see something that maybe you haven't seen in the community yet, you want to hear about a community, go ahead and let us know in the comments. Go ahead and reach out to us. Tell us what you like, what you don't like. Do you live in Richmond currently and you're like, hey, stay away? Well, that might be you too, and that's okay. Let us know in the comments what you want to see next, what city you want to see next. We'll see you on the next one.